Okay, so hello everybody. I'm here with Eugen. We met here in Abisko, Sweden. You are an astrophotographer, and you set up my camera so I could take good pictures of the northern lights. Thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
And you are here to tell me about your life. So please, Eugen, tell me about your life.
Wow, first of all, thank you so much that you have asked me for this interview, especially to tell me about my life, because I was not expecting that. Nowadays we are living in such a society that is really fast moving, and you cannot, or it's very seldom that someone is asking, I mean, how are you? It's most frequently question, but if you hear this question, you know very well that it's not going very deep into personality level, and so this is completely new dimension for me, especially. And I'm a little bit nervous, like I told you, because I was never giving an interview, such a long interview for approximately 1 hour in English. So let's see how it will go.
It will go very well, I'm sure. Maybe we can start with the beginning, like where were you born, where are you from, when were you born, something maybe.
Okay, I mean, it's a very important question, because as a professional astrophotographer, I have two main reasons why I became in this way who I am today. First of all, my home country, Kazakhstan, where I was born, and the second, my parents, that I'm very thankful and grateful to them. Kazakhstan, it's a really big country. Now I'm working and living in Germany. Kazakhstan is from the area 6 times bigger than Germany.
Okay.
And what does it mean for astronomy? It means that you have almost no light pollution, and especially there are like 16 million people in such a big country. In Germany we have 85 million people right now.
Okay.
For a small country, that means a big infrastructure, a lot of artificial lights, a lot of light pollution that polluting night sky, so that you cannot see really a Milky Way. And with Kazakhstan it's completely different. You have a great steppe and a great area where there is no light pollution, and you can see the Milky Way with your own eye, and it's something very valuable that we are losing nowadays because of the globalization process. And so I guess that was one of the reasons, and especially historically. Kazakhstan has a spaceport, Baikonur.
Oh yeah,
and
okay.
Baikonur, it's very historical.
Yeah, it's very famous as well.
Absolutely. So the first human in space, Yuri Gagarin, was flying into space on April 12, 1961 into space. And so a lot of rockets nowadays are still starting to the International Space Station, ISS, to get the cosmonauts and astronauts there. So from this point of view, it's very historical, but to admit, I never have seen a rocket launch in Kazakhstan, so this is also one of my dreams. But anyway, because of the almost no light pollution, almost no artificial lights there, you can still see archaic night sky with the Milky Way, and that is what's actually vanishing in the Europe, because you have so much infrastructure, you have so many cities that are polluting night sky, and so I guess that was very influential for me. And on the second step, it was my parents.
Okay.
So my father has brought me to the kindergarten one day, but before he was showing me an atlas with a constellation with the stars.
Cool.
And he has told me, okay, please remember this 7 stars, it's a big dipper, a big beer.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking, okay, it's just a picture, you know, in a book.
Yeah.
But he was going with me to the kindergarten in the early morning, and it was still twilight. And not many stars, but the very bright stars were still visible. And it was for me very easy to identify the moment he said, look up, can you remember the 7 stars? And I was having this wow effect, and I was thinking, wow, it's really amazing. So everything was in this book, all the constellations are real. So I can physically see them, visually see them, and they are real. So my father introduced me to astronomy.
Yeah.
And my mother has given me as a gift to my birthday. I was 11 years old. A small camera, and back in the days it was analog camera with an analog film. There was no digital stuff, of course not. It was an analog era, and so I have started to learn the basics, and I was having a good teacher. The friend of my father has taught me everything about photography, since he was also a passionate photographer as well. So I knew now since that moment how to operate aperture, shutter speed, and what kind of film, analog film to use. And so since that moment and later on, these two aspects, my love for astronomy on one side, and also my passion for photography, has combined to my professional right now, so that I'm acting and also working as an astrophotographer.
Yeah, so like your passion and your work started really early on in your life. I'm guessing you worked on it a lot to get where you are today.
You're absolutely right. I was because like if you're looking at conventional jobs, there is no such job as officially as astrophotographer. They just don't exist. And I guess in the whole Germany we have 3 or maybe maximum 5 professional astrophotographers who are working professionally, who are earning money from this job. So back in the days I didn't know how that I could earn money with that, and to keep myself alive with my passion. And but I started my I guess career, if you want to call like this, in university in Germany. I was studying at Marburg Philipps University. And it was kind of theoretical about media science, about photography, about cinematography, but I was missing a very big part of it, and it was a praxis orientation. And so that's the reason I decided to go to US. And please don't laugh, I was studying at Hawaii Pacific University. Yeah, because a lot of people are saying that I was just there for nice...
For the sun and surfing.
Exactly.
I would have gone to California for sun and surfing.
California is also very nice, but I decided especially for Hawaii for 2 reasons. One reason was Hawaii has on Big Island, and Big Island, by the way, harboring Mauna Kea, and this is the biggest mountain in the world, measuring from the sea level. And so Big Island is a volcano, and on top of this volcano you have biggest astronomical modern telescopes, very international and from all over the world. So this was one of the things where I wanted to literally reach for the stars, because on Mauna Kea you have an opportunity to rent a car and go with the car really high up, 4,400 meters. Of course you have to acclimate yourself in the middle of 2,000 meters, I would say, at acclimatization center, but so you can get a sunset in your car at 4,400 meters and see this beautiful silhouette of the telescopes, of the biggest telescopes in the world. So that was one of the reasons, and the second reason, I wanted to experience the Mother Nature, active volcanoes. And there is also a Big Island with goddess Pele, and so I was also capturing a volcano there as well. So I guess US has brought me a lot of experience, especially with the praxis orientated. I was having exhibition, and I was glad to make also a small film as well with my small crew at the university. So my whole destiny, or my whole direction, was heading up in this way. And so that was my academic career. And another one, after the university, I was thinking, okay, how I can apply to get money. So basically, I'm a teacher in photography. So I'm also teaching how to photograph a night sky. But not only this, we are here at beautiful Abisko National Park, 150 kilometers from the polar circle. And since 2017, I'm conducting Aurora Borealis photo workshops there. And so this is the second best place to be here, weather-wise, because if you have clear sky like today, you always have an aurora. We have 11 years cycle. Right now we are at the maximum of solar activity. That's the reason polar lights are so much active right now. But even in a minimum solar activity, you experience in a lot of aurora borealis here. So this is my main job actually as a teacher, but also as a writer. I'm writing for magazines, international and national magazines, publishing my photography there, also describing what I'm doing. And right now I was also very fortunate and very glad 1 year ago to work on a book, on an astronomical book from a German publisher. It calls Rheinwerk Verlag. And the title of this book is Fascination Astrophotography. Okay. And I was not the only one. There are also 3 another astrophotographers who are really great in the genres what they are doing, because astrophotography has such big spectrum, and it's unique in every way. And so everyone has contributed to this book, and so that's my way how to survive with astrophotography, basically. Yeah.
So you just say it has a lot of different kind of astrophotography. So if I understand it well, your specialty is the northern lights. What are like the other part of the spectrum?
Wow, that's really interesting that you're asking this. Actually, my specialty are not northern lights. With northern lights, I'm earning money.
That's already something.
And also, like on Canary Island, on Tenerife, we are conducting astrophoto workshops for shooting stars in December.
Oh, nice.
There is a Gemini meteor shower that is producing 150 meteors per hour. And so it's also astro workshop where I'm teaching people how to capture them and how to experience. It's everything about experience. It's not just capturing something photographically, but it's everything about connection with the nature, with the cosmos and with the universe, and also at the same time connecting with the people. So I'm glad that I'm conducting these workshops, because it's more for me than the workshops, but my passion for myself personally, people in sky. This is a specific genre. I didn't know this, but in 2013 I participated at a photographical competition in London at Greenwich Royal Observatory. And I was so fortunate enough to, now I have to be arrogant, to win the first prize, but in this category, people in sky. And since that moment I'm calling myself as a people in sky photographer. And it's also very symbolically and very philosophically as well, because if you're looking at the world, we are sitting literally everyone in one boat, in one ship, and this spaceship is traveling 29 kilometers per second relatively to the sun through the space. So we are literally moving through the space. And right now, I guess we are already 8 billion people on this planet.
A bit over, I think.
Yeah. And and every time, like you said before this interview, everyone has this unique story to tell. And I think if you're looking from space, and astronauts are calling this effect overview effect. Overview effect means if you're looking from outside, from a spaceship on Mother Earth, you see one unity, you see one consciousness, you see one people, one sky, and there is no boundaries, there is no borders. And so this is my unique message. The time I'm photographing people in a cosmos in my photography, it's always a universal message that we are all one, actually, that we are humans. And if you would like to survive and going to the positive direction, to a peaceful future, we have to recognize that we should be more, I will not saying tolerant, but I would say more diplomatically, to each other, and to understand each other's perspectives. And so that's what my message, hopefully, with people in sky in my photography, I would like to have as an impact on the people who are looking at my pictures.
Yeah, so be more open-minded towards each other, basically.
Exactly. I mean, it lies probably in my, and I think it's not even probably in my history, since I was born in Asia, grown up for a short period of time, even in Russia, but now living and working in Germany, and also have a broad experience and conducting these workshops also internationally. I have broadened my mind as well, and met a lot of amazing people like you know.
Thank you.
And so this is the thing where I'm thinking, if everyone will see that this small blue dot, Carl Sagan has said, this is a small blue dot in the universe, and if you realize that you are really one unity, one consciousness, it will pretty much change everything.
So when you say people in sky, do you like take pictures of people posing for you, or is it more like you would go here on the lake, you have so many people on the lake taking pictures of or looking at the northern lights? Would you take pictures of those people?
Wow, that's a really interesting question. Definitely, because like in Germany, I have an academic title, sociologist.
Okay.
So this is actually my the main factor, you know. And as a sociologist, I love ethnical people, original ethnical people in this area, and here Sami people, and I always have a flag of Sami people with me here.
Nice.
And we have such beautiful tradition, because one of my participants at the early days, he has given me as a gift for this workshop here a Sami flag, and now we have a tradition with a group with participants to put this flag in the front of us, and photographing with Aurora Borealis behind us.
Cool.
And so this is a message also, and it's a tribute for traditional people who are living here, and that's actually my major focus. In 2013, I was in Kenya to work with Maasai. And yes, it's posing, it's not improvising, because if you want to photograph a total solar eclipse, and I'm eclipse chaser, a total solar eclipse, and you would like to put a people in it, it's a very complicated project actually, because a lot of photography, it's pretty easy. So you have wide angle lens, and you put someone in the front of a camera like we are doing interview right now. And so you have pretty much a big silhouette of a human, but very small eclipse, because the sun is...
I see what you mean.
Exactly, it's just have 0.5 degree, and the moon as well, you know, on the sky. So if you maybe you have seen this movie with Tom Hanks, Apollo 13, I guess.
I haven't seen that one, not yet.
But there is a beautiful shot of him. So what he is doing, he is as an astronaut who will land on the moon. He is putting his arm and trying to cover the moon with his thumb. So that means my photo model, in this case Maasai in Kenya, he has to be pretty much far away from me, 500 meters roundabout, so that I can cover him with my thumb completely.
So it would be the same size as the sun or the moon that you
exactly, pretty much the same size. Or what I wanted to have that this Maasai would be completely immersed in the total solar eclipse. So he would be even a little bit even smaller than the dark sun. And so that's the reason he was like 500 meters and maybe even 700 meters away. But also I was having another project in the same year in Down Under. There was a French couple, and in Down Under I didn't have unfortunately Aborigines there where I was shooting an eclipse. That's the reason I have asked this French couple who were working traveling for 4 years there. We got a very interesting connection and conversation as well. So they understood what I would like to create with them, and they were a little bit closer, because in this case it was an annual solar eclipse. Annual solar eclipse means if the dark disk of the moon is not completely covering the sun, you have so-called ring of fire. And I calculated everything so that during the sunrise the sun would be very low on horizon. And with French couple, I could communicate because they were pretty close, like 300 meters away from me, and I could communicate. Yeah.
You said that this work is also linked to a connection to the earth and nature and all of that, and you work with traditional tribes, if I can say, like with the Maasai or here with the Samis. There are also like really in the mentality still very much linked to nature, so that's also a link between your models and your philosophy and your work. That all of that you work with the people who think like you, basically.
I love to preserve the culture in my way, because I know in several years it will completely vanish at the point where they will become so much modern that traditional values, traditional philosophy, traditional art of living, traditional way, the ways would be completely erased from the Earth's surface. Through modernization process, because everyone would like to have a modern lifestyle and to be convenient, and so it's a really sad story, and especially if you're looking at the languages as well. Every day there is a language that is vanishing completely from the surface of the earth, and it's also every language has a culture in it, inherent culture. If you look at the Eskimo people, they have different languages, different words for the snow.
Oh yeah, like 300 different words just for the snow.
Exactly, the same with Hawaiian people for the rain, you know.
Really?
Yeah, and how you can erase these languages and expect still have to know traditional cultures? There is no way. And in my way, it's not acoustically, it's not with linguistic, but with a visual narrative process. I would like at least to preserve the culture. Like I told you, we were really pretty bad to find original dress for Maasai, and it's also a very bad sign if I'm not able even to find in Kenya a Maasai dress, you know, and it's a very bad sign. But at the same time, of course, everything is connected, and through the internet we already connected very well, and so my Maasai still know what my life looks like now, you know, and he also emerged also in my world as well, and so everything is interconnected, and it's great. But at the same time, these different cultures, they are just vanishing, and that's what I'm trying to preserve, that everyone is actually different, everyone has a unique story, and every tribe and every indigenous culture has their own story and beautiful stories that we have to preserve for the next generations to come.
If you had like one of your shots that you could, if you can only keep one of the shots you've taken until now, which one would it be? Can you describe it for us?
Wow, I mean, that's a beautiful question. I know already. See, I'm talking so much about Maasai. This is my life-changing picture. Not because I won a lot of prizes, international prizes with this photography, but it's not the case. It's for me something personal, because I was feeling myself during this shooting, and it was only 11 seconds of totality. Can you imagine you are preparing for the 1 year just to get this one shot that will change your life completely in a way where I was thinking, because for me it was something in my head. It was an idea, a vision, and I was not knowing if it will come to fruition or not, because like I told you, I have never seen the photography in this way, and I was thinking either it's not possible or it's possible. But from this moment I have seen the Maasai during a black sun. It was so surreal for me that I was my mind was completely blocked out. It was so much surreal situation. I was just pressing the button. I didn't know what I was doing. I was having 3 cameras actually. But what do you think? How many cameras I was operating at the end?
Only one.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because like one camera was for time lapse, one camera was for video, but I was able to operate only the 3rd camera for photography, because the moment was so surreal. So we did something completely different in astrophotography. Now it's not a problem anymore. It's not something special, because now you have apps, astronomical apps, that calculate everything for you. And now I see so many great photographers who are taking much better shots than I did back in the days. But at this time, I guess I don't want to sound like too much arrogance here, but we were my small team was really pioneers in this way, to photograph something that was never done before. But the most important key, and that's a key for everyone, everything that you can imagine, it's already within you, and you can translate it also into reality, melding reality. It doesn't work anytime, so I'm not perfect at that, but in photography I have experienced so many magic moments where I would tell, yes, Maasai picture is my life-changing picture. But also, if you would say I can choose 3 pictures,
I said 1. You're cheating.
There is another one. It calls red sprites.
Okay.
The red sprites, it's a mysterious lightning that is going up from the thunderclouds, not down but up. And a lot of physicists were saying it's not possible. This lightning is going to the edge of the space 100 kilometers above the Earth. It's not possible. Such lightning doesn't exist. But 1994, from a space shuttle, astronauts were able to capture these lightnings. Red sprites, because they are mysterious. Red color is red, and sprites because of the mysterious phenomenon. So that was also my shot, where I was taking 20 years to get this shot, but without the people, just lightning. And maybe the third picture is with my wife as a photo model, and also a comet behind her, but at the same time a shooting star crossing our picture. So my wife was really a hero, because we were taking 27,000 pictures during the 2 weeks, spreading for the whole month. But we are shooting with the comet, and so her endurance and dedication, because like 27,000 pictures, you know. But now she's not shooting anymore with me, and I don't know why.
Well, you made her work quite a bit. That's a good shout out for her. Yeah, you talked about your small team for the Maasai picture. So I'm guessing you were not on your own doing that. You who are the people working around you in your team?
This story, it's about life itself.
Okay.
Originally, I was thanks to one German woman who was working in the media field and was doing a documentary in Kenya. She provided me a contact to one Maasai person who was working with tourists, and so I contacted him, and he said that he would be my photo model, my driver, and my tour guide, and I was feeling myself very secure. But 2 weeks before I was flying to Kenya, he has not replied anymore, and I was wondering why. And I looked at his Facebook profile, and I was shocked. He was dead. Because someone has murdered him. I don't know. I don't have a clear picture who was it, and but so he was not alive anymore. And since that moment, I was thinking, okay, why I should go there? I don't have even my photo model anymore, but everything was booked already, so plane tickets, everything, you know. And I was thinking, okay, yeah, I have prepared and I have still this vision, and so I decided to go. And the universe is always trying to support you in any ways. And in the plane to Kenya, I met a Russian scientific team. And my mother language is Russian, since I was born in Kazakhstan, but back in the days Kazakhstan main language was Russian language. And so I could easily make a contact with this scientific group, and they said, okay, we can take you with us. Thanks to them, I was able to get to Kenya very safely, and to a hotel where they were living. And but you cannot believe how the universe is working. The driver of this scientific Russian team knew the one who was
you were supposed to
murdered. And the reason why I was not expecting that he would be knowing this guy, but I was asking, okay, did he know this Maasai? And he was stunned, because he was thinking, wow, this white boy, he is asking the name of the one who passed away. How did he, you know? And it's so much coincidence in this way, and in life there is no coincidences, you know. And so this picture, this driver, this Maasai driver for the Russian team was my photo model on the hill of Kenya as a tribute for life, for his friend, for his murdered friend. And this is a tribute for life, it's a celebration for life. Because even this eclipse was so short, but eclipses, they have been before humanity was rising on this planet, and they will be after humanity will be gone, hopefully not through the war, but hopefully through the space travel, if we succeeded, and we will understand that we are one and we have a peaceful future. On this astronomical scale, the life of a human being is so short, and this is one of my reasons where I'm saying this is my favorite photo, one of the reasons, and because it shows, if you know the story, and it shows the fragility of life in these seconds. Photography, it's pretty much immortal, especially in the digital age, and hopefully for the next generation as a reminder how fragile the life is.
You say that hopefully we won't leave Earth through war, but through space travel. Is that something you would like, to go to space and maybe keep on going, doing your work over there, and like another point of view, basically, on the sky?
Absolutely, absolutely. You are right. I mean, every child that was born in the Soviet era, back in the days, Kazakhstan is a country who was not independent. It belongs to USSR, to Soviet Union. And but every child was rising in a communistic spirit, you know, and everyone want to be as a cosmonaut, not astronauts, because astronauts are Americans and Europeans, but cosmonauts are actually Russians, you know, and everyone want to be a cosmonaut. And back in the days, I wanted to be a cosmonaut as a child, and later on, my perspective has changed completely, because as an astrophotographer, I realized everyone, you, me, everyone is already a cosmonaut, a taikonaut, an astronaut. And by the way, this is also a separation, even in the linguistic terms. Let's say cosmonaut belongs to Russians, astronauts belongs to Americans and Europeans. NASA is a European Space Agency, and National Aeronautics and Space Administration. This is astronauts. But at the same time, there was a new era born taikonauts. It's Chinese. And so the language is separating completely. So in this case, the language is separating already, and that's what I don't like personally, because we are all terranauts. Terranaut means terra, Earth, and nauts. So we are already in space. We are already on the surface of the Earth, and so we are all terranauts. And yes, I would like to go to space. But if you are thinking for it's right now, it's either for really professional people, very high trained, really brilliant minds, like real astronauts, who are most of the time scientists already. Back in the days, they were all military people, but now it's the scientists who are going into space, to International Space Station. On the other hand, there are very rich people going with commercial companies, and it's completely different. So either you are very brilliant, what I'm not, or you are very rich, that I'm also not financially. I'm rich inside, yes, but not financially. So I'm not both of them. And but the realization process that we are already terranauts, and especially with my photography, where I'm always capturing the Earth as a foreground, as our spaceship, and a cosmos in the background.
All right, like we talked about your favorite shots. What is one shot that you haven't taken yet, but that you like really aim to take?
Wow, that's also very interesting. It doesn't relate anything to astronomy.
Okay.
Maybe because it's I pretty much covered I guess everything in astronomy, especially with such interesting topics like interstellar comets. The first one was appeared, it was Oumuamua. By the way, again, Hawaiian language, it means the one who is coming of the nowhere and is greeting us. So Oumuamua was a symbol for maybe intelligent life. Because even astronomers don't understand how this comet or asteroid, because it's behaving so differently and it has so different shape that there's no asteroid, no comets has this shape in our solar system. So that's the reason was, I guess, a tribute to Hawaiian culture. Because this comet was discovered on Mauna Kea, but at the same time it was the scientists are still struggling to explain this physical form. The second one was Borisov, discovered by one brilliant mind who constructed his own telescope, and so it's amazing. It was also an interstellar comet. And these two comets I was not able to photograph, but the third one, 3I Atlas, I was able to capture. And so there are not a lot of stuff in astronomy that I have not covered yet. Meteorologically, a tornado would be a really interesting sight, but at the same time I would love to live a little bit longer. That's the reason maybe
you haven't done it yet.
Exactly, I'm pushing it till the end of my days.
All right, well, maybe not too far, because you still need to be able to run.
True,
or to drive your car really fast.
True, you're absolutely right. But there I will need really professional, because if you are not professional in your field, it could be very dangerous as well.
But there are tornado hunters, right?
There are tornado hunters, and in US it calls Tornado Alley, and it's covering from north to south, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. So you can photograph a tornado there. In tornado season, it's usually springtime, and what I got fascinated me was one picture in National Geographic. There was a water spout. It's a tornado above the water spout at the night. But not only this, a lightning strike at the same picture. So you have one lightning and also tornado in the same frame. And that has fascinated me a lot, and a lot of people asking me, oh Eugene, if you don't have like blue sky like right now here and you are not capturing the night sky, what you are doing if it's covered by clouds? And I'm all saying, hopefully it's not just covered by clouds, but it's big thunderstorms with a lot of lightning, with a lot of lightning activity, because I'm also a storm chaser. And I love lightning, it fascinates me. It's very dangerous, yes, I understand, but at the same time it's so magical. If you see a lightning strike in the middle of the night and you see this power with 1,000,000 volts, it's just amazing.
Okay, so for people who are listening or watching us that would like to start or try to start to get into astrophotography or weather photography, what would be one or two advice you could give them to get started?
Oh, actually, that's one of the reasons I'm also sharing. Photography is about sharing, and especially astrophotography. One people, one sky. And I also have a lot of social media platforms like Instagram, YouTube, also my magazines and my books. Unfortunately, in German language right now, but maybe someday also in English. I'm already writing articles in English, but for Fuji Love magazine, it's specific magazine. I'm official Fujifilm X-Phographer. It's everything about sharing. If you look at the photograph, I'm always putting my technical data, means with what kind of aperture, shutter speed and ISO settings I was taking this picture. And if you just put the same settings for the night sky, let's say, you will get pretty much the same results. Because nowadays modern system cameras, so without a mirror, are so advanced that they don't need any post-production anymore in most cases.
Okay, for those who cannot afford a mirrorless camera, because that is quite expensive, a mirrorless. I
was really surprised while one of my participants, we are working with professional mirrorless cameras, but one of my participants was having a smartphone with her, and she was also able to do really good pictures because the smartphone photography has undergone transformation from evolution to revolution. And I would say we are heading to this era where the smartphones already are able to record pretty much everything. And also scientifically very interesting, we were having a topic about tornadoes. In Germany there are 8 to 10 tornadoes every year. And everyone was surprised, like you know, wow, Germany, tornadoes, never heard about this, maybe, you know. But why is it like this? Because tornado activity increased? No, it's because everyone has a camera with themselves every day, 24
now you can
hours.
like take a picture or video of it, yeah.
Exactly.
My phone is unable to capture whatever. Like the northern lights, I couldn't see anything. I tried. Good thing I had my camera with me. And your settings on the camera. So you just said you share all your settings under your pictures on Instagram.
Exactly.
Where can we find you?
It's very easy. So it's my family name, Kamenew Photography.
Yeah.
And if you're just googling it, Eugen Kamenew, you will find a lot of resources where I'm sharing my passion, my astrophotography with a global audience.
And we'll probably rewrite it in the description as well. For the spelling of your name, that's evident, I think. I think I only have one more question for you, Eugen, and it's the same I ask for everybody that comes on one of my podcasts. What can we wish for you in the future?
Oh wow! What can you guys
wish for you?
For me in the future? Wow, that's okay. I will return, not return this question, but I will put it in 180 degree.
Don't ask me, because you don't ask me, I never know what to answer.
not only for me, but really for the whole humanity. You know, really for the whole humanity, that we will find a peace with each other. That we will communicate. That communication would be put first before war, because war is no solution, and there is no such things like winners. There are always losers on both sides. It doesn't matter who will win the war, there is no winners. And so my wish for everyone on this planet, that we will first try to communicate, to understand another perspective, because there is no such things like right or wrong. It's not black and white. It's not and it's not a dichotomy. It's the structure of the universe is connection, love, one consciousness. I don't talk about that everyone is the same. No, that's the reason I'm working with tribal people. You know, to celebrate uniqueness of everyone. But I'm still hope. Maybe it's utopic hope. And maybe I'm too optimistic, but I hope not. I hope not. And so I guess I see that humanity is rising, and I see such many beautiful things that is doing well. And especially your job, what you are doing with your podcast, is also really glad, and you are contributing to this bigger picture. Because it's positive impact. You are making positive impact, because if you're looking at traditional media with a big scandals, with negativity, you know, and it's gonna shift into positivity, and this is also my hope, and I can see it. So my hope for everyone to have beautiful, sustainable, healthy and peaceful future for everyone on this planet as astronauts.
Cool, thank you very much. And so we'll put all the credentials, the Instagram, websites and all of that in the descriptions of the podcast and hopefully of your video.